Hey, you guys. LQ here with the LQ review. Just made it to the comic book store over the weekend and picked up my pull list. And I just wanted to give you my quick thoughts on the books that I picked up. So, first, I've got Justice League 16, 17, 18, and 19. And I have not been a fan of this run of the Justice League at all. I feel like the new 52 was firing on all cylinders with the Justice League. They had a great team. Their roster was great. The storylines were great. The Trinity War was great. Forever Evil was great. Darkseid War was amazing. And then they went into Rebirth, and they went back to the old team from the 90s, and I'm just not feeling it. It's like I've read it before. And another problem with it is that everything that's happening in the DC universe right now is so reliant on what happened in Dark Knight Metal. And I wasn't a fan of Dark Knight Metal. I liked the standalones with the different Batmen and their origins. I liked some of the stuff, like the Gotham Resistance. That was okay. But I just wasn't a big fan of Dark Knight's Metal. It wasn't bad. I just didn't love it. And I loved Forever Evil. I loved the Darkseid War. So Dark Knight's Metal came shortly after those, and I just didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't my favorite. Here's Justice League Odyssey number 6. This book has had its ups and downs. So it's good when it's focusing on Darkseid. It's bad when it's focusing on Azrael or focusing on one of the third tier characters that for whatever reason became a member of this team. Jessica Cruz is a member of this team. I liked her better in Green Lanterns. I liked her better in the Justice League. So, yeah, I'm just not, I don't know, there's some good stuff in this book. Like I said, the Darkseid stuff, Darkseid creating a new apocalypse, I'm feeling all that. I'm liking it. But this book is kind of a below average book for me. And again, very tied to, this one is very tied to No Justice, which again, No Justice, very much in itself tied to Dark Knight's Metal. And I don't know. Everything that's happening in the DC universe right now is tied to No Justice and Dark Knight's Metal. And when you wasn't crazy about those stories, yeah. Action Comics 1008. It sells itself as a Jimmy Olsen centric story. It really isn't. It's a Superman story. I don't know. It's an Amanda Waller story, just as much as it's a Superman story. This Leviathan Rising, I haven't liked the storyline much either. So yeah, I'm not going to give this one a high recommendation either. Action Comics has been pretty good recently, but the last few issues I haven't loved. Batman number 66. Batman is another one that has been great lately. Great. Since King took it over, Batman has been fantastic. This was a throwaway issue. It was. This milks the wedding more. The wedding that never happened between Batman and Catwoman. This issue milks that more. And, it was a story that I don't think needed to be told. And, it's possible that it might go somewhere. I mean, this is part 4 of the Nightmare story. So it's possible that it'll go somewhere interesting, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like this portion of the story needed to be told. Very much a Catwoman-centric story. Alright, on to a good one here. We got The Walking Dead 189. And ever since The Walking Dead has gotten involved with the Commonwealth, it is firing on all cylinders. The Walking Dead has been very good. So you've got what's his name? Mercer. Yeah, Mercer. Mercer is the enforcer of the Commonwealth, and he is turned against the Commonwealth, and he is doing everything in his power to get Rick on his side, even though Rick is dead set against it. Rick wants to stay true to Governor Minton or Milton or the Governor Part 2. Rick wants to stay true to her, but and he's even killed Dwight to stay true to her, to keep the peace. But Mercer wants to rebel and to take over the Commonwealth, and he's doing everything he can to get Rick on his side. Star Wars Age of Republic, Padme Amidala. This wasn't a bad story, but it was unnecessary. You know, a lot of these Age of Republic books are unnecessary. These characters have been told and told and told again in the Clone Wars TV show. And this was a case of the Padme Amidala book. It was a fine read. Okay, but I've had my fair share of her. Between the movies, between the Clone Wars, I don't need any more Padme in my life. And I don't know. It was what it was. But this book was bonkers and crazy in all the best ways. And I'm going to say very little about it because it's so cool you just need to dive in and discover it. Darth Vader Dark Victory. So this has Vader doing some really cool stuff. Kind of sets him up as the hero of the book, even though he's a Dark Lord of the Sith. Check this one out. It's worth the price of cover. All right. Here we have another storyline that's been bonkers. Heroes in Crisis. I've loved Heroes in Crisis. I'm a little shocked at how much I've loved it. This has been fantastic. Very Harley Quinn, Booster Gold, Wally West centric story. The Trinity has their role to play in it. This has been great. And I'm still not entirely sure where they're going to go with it. They kind of left this one a little open-ended. And I'm just flipping through it here to see if there's something that I missed, but it's still a little open-ended. I'm still not entirely sure who the killer is here. It might be Harley. The killer might be this caveman guy, but I don't think so. Gnark. Gnark is his name, but I don't think so. I'm really curious to see who did the killings at the sanctuary. Can't wait. There's 3 more issues of this, and it's been great. Alright, this was a silly book. Harley Quinn number 59. She gets a bug mask on her face, and she kind of turns into a bug for the issue. You know, these Harley Quinn books often are very standalone, and this is a very standalone book, but it's funny. You know, it's self-referential. It's a parody. It's a parody book. Harley Quinn is a parody book. It doesn't really exist within the continuity of DC Comics, and that's good. That's great because it's fun and it's silly and it's something different. So when I'm reading Harley Quinn, it's like just turn off my mind and just let them take me on this journey because it's going to be something different every time. And this one was definitely different, but it was good. It was good. All right. Here's a book that's gotten a lot of attention lately. Old Lady Harley number 5. So this is the first appearance of Geriatric Joker. It's also the first appearance of another important character in the life of Harley Quinn. I don't think I'm gonna spoil it here, but I didn't love the Old Lady Harley book as a whole, but this one was great. This one was great, and I can see why it's getting all the attention. This has been a great book. Old Lady Harley number 5. This was worth reading 4 issues that I didn't love to get to this one. It really was. This was a good book. All right, save the best for last. This book was nuts. Just absolutely nuts, and it ended on one of those cliffhangers where you can't wait to get to the next issue. Doomsday Clock number 9. Dr. Manhattan makes his move, or maybe you could say the DC Universe makes their move against Dr. Manhattan. It all happens here. It all happens here. This was... So, let's just put it this way. The Doomsday Clock as a whole has been very exposition heavy. A lot of storytelling, a lot of talking. It's almost like they're trying to copy Alan Moore's style, because Alan Moore is always very exposition heavy. So not only are they trying to not only is Jeff Johns trying to get the feel of the Watchmen in the DC universe, he's also trying to copy the exposition style, trying to copy the storytelling style. The whole series has been very exposition heavy. There's been some great stuff in here, no doubt, between the Watchmen, Rorschach, Lex Luthor, Joker, a lot of good stuff happening here. But this book is where the exposition took a backseat to some really cool stuff going on with Dr. Manhattan and the characters of the DC universe. And it ends on one of those cliffhangers. Everybody knows I love Forever Evil. I love it when the bad guys have to join forces for good. I don't know, there's just something in me that I can relate to that kind of story. Not that I'm a bad guy, I'm a good guy. But at the end of this book right here, there were some bad guys who made it clear that they were going to make a move against Dr. Manhattan. I loved it. It's like the Justice League has failed. They didn't say this. This is in my head. But it's like the Justice League has failed. We need to go take out Dr. Manhattan ourselves. And it was... It's why I read comics, man. It's why I read comics. So this has been the best book from my most recent pickup, Doomsday Clock number 9. So that's what I've got right now. There'll be more coming. Probably make it back to the shop in a couple weeks. Get another batch. I'm LQ. This is the LQ Review. This is where we talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that we love to talk about. Even comics. What's geekier than that? But hey, let's embrace it and let's love it. Thank you for being here. And until next time, we'll see you.